Like we're live.
Hello.
Hello. It still says starting soon on the LinkedIn, so we'll give it a second.
Yeah, it says there's a green checklist here on LinkedIn, so it says I am live.
All right.
On our end.
There we go. Hey, it's popped up. We're having issues loading this event. LinkedIn, come on. There we go. Hey, now it's working. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to this lunch and learn. I assume people are going to keep piling in. I am Phil Ranton. It's such a pleasure to be joined here by the Orca team and also the people that are running SoCom, Max and Lauren. Hi, Max and Lauren.
Hey, Phil.
SoCom is.
All right, audio is back. I lost audio for a second.
Oh, okay, Max. I asked you. I thought you were doing a dramatic pause. I was just asking if you could spend a little time explaining what SoCom is and where it came from.
Absolutely. And just for some context for everyone who's tuning in, I am in Mexico City right now. I'm in Orca's offices in Mexico. Got a live studio right here. And you guys are in Orca's LA offices. LA
We are. Absolutely.
Culver City, California.
Hey.
I can't be there in person with you. But yes, SoCom. So Lauren and I came up with the concept for SoCom a couple of years ago when we were doing live stream activations at conferences around the US. So we partnered with TikTok and did a live stream activation at South by Southwest, VidCon, Salesforce Connect, Shop Talk, and maybe one or two others. And we were building Orca, which is a live stream and social commerce provider. We help brands sell their products through video and through live streams, short form video, live video, and over 70,000 affiliate creators create content every month and tag our clients' products. But every conference we would go to was missing an important piece of social commerce. So at Shop Talk, which is a retail e-commerce technology conference in Vegas, there were no creators. There's no content. It was all just your logistics partners, your SaaS tools, all really important stuff, but missing one piece of it. And then at VidCon, all the creators, and many of those creators have their own merch, and many brands are there selling, but nothing around how to functionally deliver e-commerce or deliver e-commerce profitably. So we were like, there is a missing need for a conference that covers it all. Creators, e-commerce operations, agencies, brands, all the major platforms, content production. So that's what inspired us putting together SoCom.
And I think also, social commerce is still such a new term to so many people. So we realized this is an opportunity to help educate, right? Let's bring together people that are already making waves and let's share this knowledge, with people that touch it across all different parts of retail and commerce.
Yeah, and I've always lived on the other side of the equation. I've always been somebody who works directly with talent.
Yeah.
And whenever we talk about social commerce, they go, oh, merch, selling t-shirts, right? Lauren, I'd love to hear it from you because you live it day to day. How is social commerce now different from that kind of historical viewpoint on social commerce?
It's so exciting. It's changing every day. It's moving so quickly. A couple things that stand out to me that I've really enjoyed seeing happen over the course of the last few years, even since SoCom last year, is I think brands are starting to realize that this is important. This is where things are headed. This is how people shop now, and they need to be where the consumers are. So whereas when we started out, no one knew what social commerce was. No one had a budget for it, right? So if anything, pulling a little bit from maybe their marketing budget, and then what's the return going to be? They're starting to realize this is actually something that they need to plan for, they need to invest in, and knowing that it's like time is now.
Right.
It's still actually what's cool is it's still very, very early. So we're seeing that. That's one of the big ones. I think also just that creators have real room to play and grow here as well.
Yes.
This is no longer get a free sample and post some content. This is like you can actually you can make some money, and so that's exciting as well.
Yeah, I've seen personally on the talent side, I've seen creators go from I am nobody and I want to be a creator someday to I am making $20,000 a month doing social commerce within the course of 1 year. So if you do it right and you work the program, it is exceptionally profitable. And SoCom, I was privileged enough to be able to speak at SoCom last year, which was awesome. And it really did feel like kind of grad school for social commerce. A lot of stuff I didn't know. Can Max, Lauren, I'll let either of you jump in. What are some of the highlights from SoCom 2025?
Yeah, well, go ahead, Lauren.
No, you go first.
I was prepared to screw up so much the first year because putting on conferences is really difficult to do. And we all mutually know some folks that have put on conferences in the past, like VidCon, and shared with us some of the hurdles that I'm getting some feedback, by the way. I don't know if you're also getting that and hearing the audio in the room.
Nope, we're not hearing any feedback.
I'm sorry, you sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll power through it. So it's tough to put on conferences. We lucked out. The event sold out. It was so productive for everyone that attended. The sessions were, and Phil and Lauren, you two were in, I think, the most packed standing room only session. I went to go upstairs to check out your room. I couldn't even walk in. I had to like squeeze through people to get in, and it was popping. Like it was a conversation. It wasn't 4 or 5 panelists. It was the audience was chiming in with questions and participating in a way that I think you always hope for when there's a conference. So I think the highlights were, like you said, it felt like grad school. It felt like the first couple of years of VidCon when it was still in Century City, right? It felt like people building a business, actively trying to figure it out and learn and engage. So it was great.
Yeah, and all that. And then I really loved our keynote. We had a keynote from Malik Ducard, who was the Chief Content Officer of Pinterest. And he helped put things back into perspective, right? Like we're here, we're selling. That's what we do. We sell products to people. But we're also bringing back, or as he put it, the joy of shopping, right? So I think for, I don't know, our age, but for me, I grew up going to shop with my mother, right? And that was an experience where we go touch, feel, pick out things. In high school, I went to the mall and hung out with my friends. As you get older, you go and you want to pick out your makeup. Well, I think I've found the last few years that shopping is a chore, and I have to go and Amazon and scroll through lots of different still images, right, over the years. And I think that now we're bringing back this interactive community building with social commerce where it's fun to shop again. When we go live, we have regulars that come in and just want to be there and be part of it. And when people are watching a video that somebody's posted, it's entertaining, it's engaging, right? So I think that was really exciting to have Malik kind of call all that out. And then the number 2 thing for me, I think, was also those workshops. And like, for example, the YouTube, I don't know if you were in there for the YouTube workshop. It was also standing room only. It was packed. And I don't think I've ever heard so many questions in a Q&A as I heard in there. Like people had questions and YouTube was there and ready to answer. So,
well, that was what was wild is a lot of people, when they think, oh, sorry, Max, didn't mean to cut you off. When I think of YouTube, I don't think of social shopping. You hear social shopping, you think TikTok shop, you think whatnot. I even think Pinterest because it is kind of like almost like flipping through a magazine and buying. YouTube is often thought of an entertainment first, but they've actually got a really good shopping product. Sorry, Max, you go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
So I want to talk about some more of the highlights that are just coming to mind as I'm hearing Lauren talk about it, and then go back to the creator thing for a second. The representation of platforms and brands and agencies at SoCom was really, really cool. Every platform was there. YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, LTK, Snap, Mavely, Button, which are Mavely and Button, not as big names, but meaningful, drive significant commerce in social commerce. And then on the brand side, Elf, Gap, Athleta, just a large number of meaningful, iconic brands. So it was very cool, and it's an intimate conference. It was 300 people last year. We'll cap out at 400 people this year by design. We're going to be at the same space in Venice Beach, and so you can have a one-on-one conversation with anyone there. The C-suite folks there, to the creators who are present, to the brands. It's an intimate gathering. So those were some of the highlights for me. Phil, back to your question about the creator thing. Oh, were you going to jump in, Lauren?
One other thing I was going to say, for those that did get to attend the after party, we had a live gifting suite where I think it was 4 different brands were set up and running live shopping right there at the venue. Creators were able to come onto the stream, say hello, and experience it. And we had many people tell us it was the first time they'd seen live shopping IRL. So it's a lot of fun to see, and we will be doing that again this year, as well as some other really exciting interactive pieces to come.
That's cool. Yeah, I have to admit, at the after party, I grabbed my beer and I sat next to it and just watched people funnel through and then try to figure out what it is, then get comfortable. And then by the end, the creators are just like, they've got their QVC face on, right? Like they were good to go. They were having fun. So yeah, definitely fun to see. But sorry, go on, Max, about the creator side.
Sure. Yeah. So as you know, Phil, my background is in the creator business. We came up together as YouTube emerged, and then YouTube Stars emerged, and Instagram as a platform for creators, and TikTok and many others. And yeah, it used to be creator merch, right? What's my merch product and will my fans buy it? Today, through affiliate programs, affiliate meaning if you're a brand, you can allow a creator to get a commission of 5, 10, 20, maybe 30% of the sale. Back in the day, 8 years ago, that was putting an affiliate link in a YouTube description. You'd literally in your YouTube video have to tell people to go to the description, leave YouTube, and it was a very different experience than it is today with TikTok Shop, LTK, so many others. YouTube has tools that they've rolled out. They have a great shopping product, as you mentioned. Creators can now earn that $20,000 a month selling best-selling products that everybody loves, right? So it doesn't need to be their own merch. They can recommend something and say, this is awesome, go get it right now. And now as an independent creator, you're building a business in a way you don't even need to go talk to your rep and go get a brand deal for 10K. You can just tag the product and authentically sell it. And that's something that's really unique and special about social commerce for creators that tell me if you agree, Phil, I don't think that existed 2 years ago for creators in the US in the same way.
Not really. I mean, there were a few kind of startups that tried it that were but all of them would host on a .com. So conversion was terrible. You couldn't get them over from social easily. You'd still have the same problem that you had before, where it was description box links. Now, for the first time ever, having that fully integrated shopping experience. I mean, I buy stuff from TikTok Shop. I don't mean to. I do. I'm just flipping through and I'm like, oh, my kids would like that. Buy, right? And it takes me 2 clicks. So I think that there's so many innovations, and I'm a retro video game collector, so Whatnot, big shout out. I'm buying on there. But there's a lot of simplicity that wasn't built in before because everything was based around ad revenue before.
Yeah, these creators are really moving product. We were working with one that last month just moved $650,000 worth of product in a month. It's that's meaningful, and that's why it's so exciting for both the creators and the brands. And we never know too. It might be one of the top creators that moves that amount, or it might be one of these up and comers that's Sally in St. Louis.
For sure. Yeah. All it takes is a couple videos to pop, and suddenly Sally from St. Louis says, oh my gosh, it's Sally. I'll buy everything she says. Well, awesome. 2025 was great. I had a blast on the panel. To be honest, I was in a room a fifth of the size of my VidCon talk, but there was like 10 times as many people in there. So I consider that to be a booming success. What can we expect for VidCon for SoCom 2026? Lauren, do you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, it's going to stay. We're making it a little bit bigger.
Mhm.
We're going to invite, we'll see more brands in attendance, but it's going to continue to just be a really strong, I think, curated crowd of people that are really genuinely excited and interested in social commerce, coming to share and learn. I think we mentioned we'll have some exciting interactive panels and workshops, as well as the after party. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else to tease at this point. Max, what do you think?
Yeah, so we're just beginning to put the programming together. We still have a number of months until the conference on February 26th next year. But two areas that I think are going to receive a lot of attention, more so than last year, are one, AI generated content. So social commerce encompasses video commerce, on-demand video and live. And AI tools are reaching a level of capability where you can really use AI to generate shoppable content. And so the questions that emerge from that are, strategically, what should your mix of AI versus produced content be? How effective will your AI produced content be? Is there a blend of AI plus live action produced content, right? In shoppable content, in social commerce, your goal is to sell products, right? Yes, with entertainment. Yes, with authenticity. Your end goal is not aggregate view numbers or aggregate engagement as it might be in a marketing campaign, right? So I think AI is even more interesting for social commerce than just it's a big topic for the creator economy broadly, but specifically for social commerce, I think we're going to see a lot of discussion and programming and focus on how to incorporate AI generated content into your social commerce programming. So that's number one. Number two, creators. So when we did SoCom last year, affiliate programming, an affiliate opportunity was meaningful, but it was just becoming meaningful. As Lauren said, we now see creators who are millionaires through affiliate in the same way that YouTubers and Instagrammers became millionaires through traditionally sponsored content. So how are creators going to play in 2026 and beyond in your social commerce efforts? And that includes star creators, right? What's your buy-in? There are creators who are driving, every time they go live on TikTok Shop or whatnot and other platforms, they're driving 6 figures in sales. You want your product to be included? What's your buy-in? What's the affiliate commission rate that you have to pay? How do you fight for that shelf space, right? And then there's long tail creators. Like Orca works with 70,000 plus creators every month, but there are millions of creators who are making some supplemental income through affiliates. So I think creators and AI from a programming standpoint are going to be really meaningful at this year's conference.
I love that. No. And Lauren, is there anything else that you'd like to tease for next year's conference? Or is there anything you can tease?
I'm excited. We're going to have some additional great lounge space. So we'll talk about that. More places for more meetings and sit downs. And I don't know, I just wanted to say also, like, as we've seen, we were talking earlier about the growth even from year to year. And, you know, TikTok has had a lot of the headlines over the years, right? But we're really seeing all of the other platforms starting to catch up. We're finding social commerce in new places, right? That maybe we didn't before. And likewise, you know, it's been very heavily in the US, beauty and fashion. Well, we're working with pool chlorine clients. We're
Love
working
that.
with gardening. I mean, it's just really, it's growing in all areas. So from, more creators getting involved, different categories and new platforms, there's a lot to talk about. So.
Yeah, and I'm starting to see the brands, at least just from what I'm seeing on TikTok Shop, I am starting to see more than just kind of like the cheap gadgets plus beauty and fashion and lifestyle. When TikTok Shop first launched, it was a lot of that. I am starting to see higher end toys. I'm starting to see higher end electronics. Even when last year at SoCom, I remember there's a couple brands there that would say, let's say they were still like social commerce hesitant, like they still didn't quite know what their step was into there. I think the conversation this year is going to be far different than it was last year, where they were like, well, you go on TikTok Shop and I don't know if a lot of stuff's on my brand. Now you can see a lot of their competitors are on it, even the ones that haven't jumped on. So I think the conversation is going to be pretty different.
Yeah. And there are different approaches and different ways into social commerce that we're excited to talk about. Every brand should look at it and figure out what's right for them.
Right.
A different bespoke approach, right? Live shopping might be great for one brand and might not be phase one for another. So I think we're excited to continue to share what we're learning and experiencing, as well as many, many others that are going to come and speak. And I think we also want to talk about brand safety as they're scaling in social commerce. There's a lot of interest in that area. We deal with that a lot with different partners, and we want to share some of that knowledge as well.
For sure. Makes a ton of sense. And on the creator management and agency side, where I live day to day, people are starting to reach out and say, what's with the social commerce thing? What platforms? Hey, Phil, what platforms are you using these days, or what excites you? I know last year Creator Society was there. They spoke, killing it on LTK, have a lot of top clients. I know there's a couple others that are, I think they were in probably the hardest of any of the other ones, but there's other creator management companies that are starting to kind of wade into the deep end. Are you starting to see more creator management companies, creator agencies reaching out to you and saying, like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope?
Absolutely. We've also got on our advisory board, of course, is Creator Society. Amy Nebben from Select Management is also on our advisory board. Select is leaning heavily into affiliate and social commerce. I was going to say Studio 71 _ talent is leading heavily into social commerce. I believe it's Gersh has an affiliate agent hired. And I know that the large agencies, UTA, CAA, are all looking for ways to engage more in social and live. So absolutely on the creator side, it's growing. And I would just say, sorry, go ahead, Lauren.
Advisory board, we also have Brian Wessel, who's with Sony Entertainment Pictures. So that's exciting because even everybody knows it's something we want to talk about now. There's opportunity, whether it's for studio merch and movie merch, or, hopefully soon tickets. It'll all be available.
I love that. So we're going to see Tom Holland dressed as Spider-Man going out and selling the next Spider-Man movie?
Not at SoCom yet, but we'll see what we can do. Line that up.
We just did our first red carpet. We just did our first red carpet premiere shoppable live stream with Sony. So my main goal, though, Phil, for 26 is every one of your recap points where we didn't nail it, we're going to nail it this year from last year's event. We're going to get the coffee back. You loved the coffee. A couple things we are going to do, though, for those who were there or those who may have followed online. There's this large courtyard in front of the space that wasn't really accessible. We're tenting that whole thing this year. So we're going to have a lot more opportunity, because in February in Venice, it can get a little foggy and rainy. So we're going to tent the whole thing. And that's going to be open for a coffee bar and mingling and some other activations.
I love that. Yeah, and I have to admit, I've had a couple of conference people say, when I see you at my conference, I'm a little nervous because the LinkedIn recap that you have usually has good and bad. But happy that you're a reader, and I'm sure it'll be awesome. And I'm excited to come back again next year, and I'm excited to have more creators getting excited about it. So I would love to. I know that we're coming up on the 30 minutes pretty soon. So if there's anyone in the audience that wants to ask any questions, feel free to. But in the meantime, I'd love to talk a little bit about Orca. Like, what is Orca excited about right now? And what are you working on as you're going into the next SoCom?
Yeah, thank you for asking. We're having a blast at Orca. I mean, I am in Mexico City right now. I have never been a part of building an international operation. So Orca is now in the US, Latin America, and UK and Europe, with a presence in London as our home base for UK and Europe. And it's really, really, really cool. So we're building internationally. The demand for social commerce around the world is as meaningful. Let me back up. When I say around the world, I don't mean in Asia, because Asia has already been there and is ahead of the game, and Orca does not have a presence in Asia. But in Latin America and in Europe, it's really exciting. There's a lot of interest. There's a lot of demand. Our live streams, and I'll be careful about what I can share publicly, are delivering some real meaningful sales in a way, some eye-popping numbers. I believe we announced on LinkedIn, we had a stream in one single live stream, did over $300,000 recently in sales. So, I mean, it's, and that was on TikTok Shop. So it's, yeah, Lauren, what else would you add around what we're focused on and what we're doing? My focus is on international expansion. Lauren is, of course, in our US office.
And US, but yeah, a lot of exciting stuff. Again, expanding upon different categories and different platforms is really exciting for us. So on the live side, for example, on any given day, you could find us streaming in multiple studios, different territories, and multiple platforms all at the same time. So with different categories of products. So it's growing. It's exciting to see. They're all at different stages, where one is versus the other. TikTok, I still think has the leg up in a lot of ways, but others are making some big moves. So that's exciting. Just honestly, I like I said at the beginning, just more and more people, whether it's creators, brands, everybody's sort of wanting to learn more, wanting to start to dip their toes and actually starting to put a little budget towards it as well. I do still, we get a lot of people that want to do a 1 month test, right?
Of course.
Like, we want to, if we're going to do this, if you're going to do it, let's do it right. Let's get you set up and really give it a shot.
I remember when people were doing 1 month tests to see if this whole influencer thing was going to work back in 2012. So the fortune favors the bold, jump in with both feet. This isn't going away anytime soon. So that makes a lot of sense. Well, this was such a pleasure. Everybody out there, creators, publishers, platforms, brands, make sure to get your SoCom tickets because 400 and it's sold out. So you better get them now. They're already on sale.
Early bird pricing.
Early bird pricing. There you go. Save a little scratch there. That's always good.
Can I get a bell from our moderator? Ding, ding,
there
ding.
Go, ding, ding, ding. Hey, there it is. But thank you so much. Any final words, Max?
Thank you, Phil. Really appreciate you putting this together and looking forward to seeing you at SoCom 26.